Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Speed Culture channel. Today we are installing a Powerhouse Racing IS300 upgraded radiator. If you've been following along the cooling series, you'll know that we've been fighting and looking for some cooling upgrades for a little while, ever since I did my 3-day track event with Grid Life. We noticed some opportunity where we could be extending our longevity on track via bringing our temps down. We were seeing 228, 230 on track. Which ended up triggering a temperature safety, which shortened our time on track and didn't allow us to get our fast time. So to catch you up, what we're running now is an SPAL 15-inch fan kit with the Powerhouse Racing shroud, a Powerhouse Racing 160 T-stat, as well as we swapped to coolant plus water to bring up the boiling temperatures a little bit. So with those upgrades, we're cooling about 200, 205 degrees cruising on the highway. We've been driving for about 40 minutes now. We're sitting about 210 AC, full blown, and normal traffic. Some days on a hotter day, like today, we're seeing about 95 degrees out. On a hotter day, when this temperature gauge is saying 100, 105 outside temp, we're seeing upwards of 215, 220. So we need to combat that, especially on track. It's going to start to climb faster. I'm currently running a Koyo Rad IS300 factory replacement radiator, which is a good setup, but Koyo offers a upgraded GZX 100 with larger capacity, as well as another triple pass setup. Those setups are good too, but we went with the Powerhouse Racing upgraded capacity radiator. So what we're first gonna do is install this radiator, and hopefully that larger capacity gives us the temperatures we're looking to see, cruising maybe 190, 195, and maybe max 220 on a track day. So we're gonna install this, and then next step after that, we will go ahead and test our temps. So without further ado, let's go ahead and install this. I'll go through some tips and tricks, and then we'll go and test it. Let's get this going. All right, so now we are at the car. Go ahead and pull open the new radiator, and then we're gonna pull out the old one. So this is the new radiator, and it is pretty. We did black powder coating on it, and I don't regret that at all. That's a really good look, but go ahead and pull this one out and then start to get this one in. Step one is gonna be drain our radiator so we can pull this thing out. I'm gonna do that. All right, so here is the new radiator. We're gonna put the Powerhouse Racing SPAL kit onto it. I got two spacers, so that one's flat, that one's flat, that one's flat on it. It's just this top one that gets a spacer. Yep. And then this top one that gets a spacer. One thing you'll have to do if you're using the Powerhouse Racing SPAL fans, you will have to just trim this tab so you can get to this hose clamp location. Other than that, it all folds up fine. Basically use the spacers in this location and then bolt everything together. One thing that I did was also add these two spacers. Giant thanks to Ray for letting us use his shop, as well as his tools, as well as his spacers, which made this a perfect fit. Perfect. And there we go, that's installed. Let's go put it in the car. One other thing, you want to tighten this down all the way before you install it so that your drain is good. And they offer this nice drain. Essentially, you loosened it so you can let all the fluid out and then tighten it so that it stays in. Okay, so with the extra capacity, the only thing that ends up getting close to rubbing is the water pump nub. So I'm gonna trim just in that area. So what we did was we just took a Sharpie and put right around the area that we need to trim from. We're gonna trim that back so that we have enough room and then we're gonna finish the install. But that looks good. Perfect fit. All right, now as you can see, it has enough clearance to be completely fine. Gonna go ahead and install the tie downs, and then we are gonna bleed it. All right, now that you've got the radiator all hooked up, we're gonna bleed it, and then we're gonna go for a ride and test it out. This also has a 1.1 bar cap. I was running a 1.4, so that should mean it should run a little cooler as well. So we're gonna try the 1.1 as well along with this. So let's bleed it. All right, and here we are fully installed. So I'm driving right now. We've probably been on for about 20 minutes, and the car is sitting at 180 dead stop. Like about 181, 183 is what it's bouncing in between. And earlier today, they was sitting about 190 to 205 in same circumstances. So we're about 10 degrees, 15 degrees colder already. That's a giant difference. Let's go ahead and get it on the highway, heat soak it, consistent RPM and consistent revs, about 4,000 RPM for about 20 minutes, and see where the temperature is at, and take it from there. But let's enjoy a couple of drive in the meantime. So I've been doing a little driving, getting some roads, and with some hard driving, we're looking at like 185 degree temps. That's pretty awesome. Now, to be taken into account is the fact that it was a little hotter earlier. Our tag here is showing 80 degrees. Before earlier, it was showing about 90. So that's part of it. But even when it's a temp, that doesn't make a big difference, maybe 1 or 2 degrees. Hard pulls feel good too. They do feel good. All right, so we are on the highway now. AC is at full blast. We're doing about 70, 80 miles an hour, about 3,500 RPM consistently. We've been driving for about 30 minutes, and we're seeing about 190 to 192 degree temps right now. It says it is 90 degrees out. On the way here, it said it was about 95. On the way here, same about timing, we were looking at about 210 degrees, 205, 210 degrees temp. We're looking about, on average, about 12 to 15 degrees cooler everywhere. Back when we were doing road driving and now on the highway as well. If you think about it, the larger capacity actually gives the water, gives the coolant and water more time to cool. When you're at consistent temp on the highway, you see the worst temps typically, at least I do. I'd be sitting at about 3,500 RPM, growing in temps, 200, 215, 220. And that's because the same water is consistently being thrown back and forth in between the radiator and the motor. In a smaller capacity, it goes through a lot faster. It doesn't give it enough time to cool. With the larger capacity radiator, you got more than enough time to cool. I think that's a great deal cooler setup. I think that on track, this is going to make for some big differences, and I'm very excited to see that. So overall, the full overall Powerhouse Racing cooling package. 160-degree thermostat, small 15-inch fan kit with their shroud, as well as their radiator, really makes up for that extra bit you need on a high-capacity IS300. The IS300 replacement coil rad was a good setup for base level boost and the old NA setup, but when you're running boost, you have a lot more temperature in the bay, you got a lot more cluttered. You need that extra bit of cooling. I've got all the air flowing through this thing as you can. Air ducts in the hood, giant opening in the bumper, everything that you'd think would make for a really cool setup, but that wasn't the case. On track at Grid Life, we were seeing climbing temps that we could not combat. This setup, I'm confident, is going to go back and make the necessary change that we were looking for, that we needed with the higher output capacity IS300. So that said, this makes for a good looking, great overall setup. The next step is going to be ducting. I'd like to go ahead and put some rubber ducting around all of the shrouds, as well as an under panel to force that air directly where we're looking to force it, rather than willy-nilly around the motor. This will make for a very good upgrade. So look out for that in the next few future videos. I think that will be the completion of the cooling testing setup. I'll do some videos of long-term testing and track testing with this setup as well in the future. But that is going to conclude the Powerhouse Racing Radiator install and review. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.